of you. Let's start today's session. Today we plan to see item creation through FBDI as well as the manual creation. Okay, so this is what we plan to see for today. And then we will see item conversion, inter-class conversion. Let us log into the system. Just logging in as one of the user ID which we created earlier, Sujita.Kumar. And just to refresh, if you have to create the item manually, we need to have this role, product manager. If you have to do upload, item upload using FBDI, then we need to have product data steward. These are the roles we need. Okay. Now we have logged in as one of the user we have created. Just to quickly check on the rules. Let us first check if this user has appropriate roles. To know the roles, we click on the home icon, go to my help desk or help desk, then click on security console. Then search for the user. Click on the users on the left hand side and enter few characters. So just now I had logged in as Sujita Kumari. So I'm just clicking on the display name link. Now this user has been already given access or attached to these roles. Product manager for item creation, manual item creation, product data steward, or item creation using upload functionality using FBDI. Okay. FBDI means file based. FBDI means file based data import. Okay. Now yesterday I had given a link for file based data import. This is one such link I have given. Today also I'll just paste in the chat for people who did not attend. This FBDI is a file-based import and Oracle is providing a standard file which we need to download. The file will be in Excel SM template. Okay. So just for the sake of all, I'm just again putting in the chat. The URL. Okay. We just download from here. Okay. And the format will be in Excel SM. Now, similar file I have already taken. I'm just opening the file. It will be the exact same format. as we were discussing, the instructions are given in the first worksheet. Okay. And there are multiple worksheets within the Excel. Now, each of these worksheet refers to an interface table. Now, whenever we are dealing with items, it refers to EGP. If I right click on the Excel, we see that there are a lot of files and sheets, and some of the sheets are started with EGP. You see EGP system items, EGP items interface, EGP item categories, EGP, and these are all related to another model, EGO. Okay, now to upload an item, we will concentrate on a few of the important worksheets. One sheet is EGP system items interface. Okay. Another is EGP item categories interface. Okay. So these two are sufficient to load an item into the Oracle Fusion system. And other sheets are depending on the module. And now if you have to define some item relationship, we can use. But what is important, mandatory, minimum bare requirement is we need to fill this sheet, EGP system items interface and EGP item categories interface. Okay. So, as I said yesterday, I just tried to fill some of the values in some of the columns. Okay. Now let us try to explain that. As soon as we open this worksheet, this will have some sample data. I will just try to open the one which we just downloaded from the Oracle side. You see, some of the sheets will have sample values. Okay. This is just giving us an idea. What are the columns we need to fill? So now let us go through one by one. I'm just closing this sheet. And I am going back to the Excel, which I have already created. It's the same format. Yesterday I explained that the first column is a transaction type. If we have to create a new record, we use create. If we want to create or update, we use sync. Okay. Whenever we use sync, what system does is, if a record exists, it tries to update. If a record does not exist, system tries to create a record. Okay. Now, important point to remember is row 8 gives the table name. Okay. From the interface. This is the interface table. EGP system items interface. You can see it. And the columns listed are the columns from the table. So you will have transaction underscore type, batch ID, etc. What this signifies or how we will understand this, go to this description. It gives clearly the idea. It gives a generic idea. What is the usage of each column? And to know the data type and how many characters or how many digits it holds, refer to row number 6 data type. For example, transaction type create. It says it can hold 10 characters. Similarly, batch ID. It says 18. Okay. Similarly, if I go to item number, it says it can accommodate 300 characters and it's a varchar. Yesterday we were discussing, in the initial classes we had seen that there are around 290 attributes in the system. How many attributes are there? There are 290 item attributes. In system. Okay. Now to fill the sheet, we need not fill each and every column. Instead, we can make use of something called template. You see, when we try to use this template, it minimizes our work. Why? Let us see this. Then I will just try to explain how we are arriving at this. Now to see the template, we need to go to a specific setup task. I'm just clicking on this right hand side where the initials are mentioned, then setup and maintenance. From the task bar on the right hand side, I'm just going to global search. I'll try to see item template. Template will be within item class. So we'll just try to go to manage default item class. We are at root item class. If we want to create our own item class, we need to go to the task item class, manage item classes. I'm just giving some example of a template. We have something called item templates. There will be a lot of templates created in the system because this is an instance being used by many users. This is called query by example. Just click on that. It gives us a filter row. This is called a filter row. Just search for purchase. Assume that I'm trying to use this purchased item template. Now, what is the advantages? Most of the things are pre-filled. Why we are creating a template? We want to pre-fill certain things. Correct? See specifications. Now, if I go to specifications, this we had seen during the one of the item sessions. If I go to specifications, on the left hand side, we have 7 tabs. Now, if I click on purchasing, certain things are pre-filled, purchased, purchasable, right? Similarly, if I go to manufacturing, we see that certain things like costing, structure type are predefined. So the advantage of using a template is instead of filling each and every column in the FBDI Excel, we can make use of a template, which makes our work easy. And there are standard templates. The purchase items are standard templates here. Certain values are filled. Now we will try to use this template. Okay. This is a seeded root item class. Okay. Let us go back to the Excel. This we had seen clear. This batch ID is a number which we can give. So what I'm just trying to give is, this can be in any format, but I'm just trying to give a format like this. YY, MM, DD and some number. Okay. So YY is year 23, month is January 01, today's date is 03. See, there is no hard and fast rule. We can have even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This I'm just giving just so that we will know. And the last number, I'm just using it as a sequence. So let me try to put as 3. So batch ID is any number we can enter. Okay. Batch ID. This will be using it while running the process. Next is item number. Now, why I have given some logic like this is, I'm trying to make use of an item class. As I told, last time we had went through the global search. There is another way. Click on the setup, choose the module, manufacturing supply, and go to items and search for Manage item class. This will be in one of the tasks. Let me try to search here. I'm able to get. No. Actually, the manage item class is one of this available in one of the functional area. It should be available in inventory management. So I'm just clicking on inventory management. There are two ways to check. Either use a global search if we don't know, or make use of the functional areas on the left hand side after choosing the correct module from the setup. Just for the time being, I will try to use a global search. Manage item classes. Here we can see there are a lot of classes created. I'm just trying to use one of the class which is already created. You see, this is the class I have just queried. Click on the class. See, we can also make use of the seeded root item class. Or if you want to create our new item class, we can create. Now I have just clicked on one of the existing item class. Now in this item class, there is an item management. Click on that item management. It says that the setup is sequence generated and starting number is 100. Prefix it's RM2 and increment by 1. Already we have got RM1 till RM5. If we want to know that, go to manage items. We'll just click on the home icon, go to product management. Click on product management and go into PIM. This is called product information management. Once we click on this, we are in the product information management work area. On the right hand side in the task search or the taskbar, there is manage items. Click on manage items. I'm just choosing the same item class just to query our record. Search. See, this and all we are going to do only if there is a necessity. Otherwise, we will not do this. I'm just taking A1 to an item class new. Now I want to search all items with starting with R. But before that, to narrow down the search, I want to make use of organization field. Click on add fields. It gives a available, just indefined, click ORG, just 3 characters and enter. We got organization. You click on the particular attribute and click on the arrow to bring this value to the right. Once it is done, click on OK. That means now we are adding additional attribute to the organization. We know that always the item is first defined in the master, right? Item defined or created first in IMO. We call IMO, that is item master organization. Here only definition exists. Then we associate or assign to child orgs. Child orgs are nothing but inventory orgs. The usage we had seen. Usage, this one will have item management. This one will have inventory management. Now, before we fill that sheet, we want to know how many items are created. So what we are trying to do, we will try to use one of the master organization. See, A12 item master. Now let me try to use this one. Okay. And then I want to search for all items starting with RM2. As we see, we can see that we have items created till RM2106. Correct? Last sequence is 2106. So in the sheet, we will try to use 2107. Okay. And as I told, these are all one of the attributes out of 290 attributes. Before that, we will see organization code. Now, what is this organization code? This column G. If we refer to row 5, it says code that identifies the organization. Correct? It management organization task. Correct? This is the organization code. That means where we want to define the item. There are two ways to create. Either we can load the items in the master as well as a child, or we can load the items first in the master and then load it in the child org. For this example, first we are trying to load the item only in the master. So this is our master organization. Now next is description of the item. This can be any free text. Just putting some this. Now this is what we were discussing. Template. There is something like a one-to-one purchased item template. Now, if I go to the class and I go to template and formats, we are trying to use the existing class a one-to-one item class name. Okay. Here we can see that if I try to search with a one-to-one, there's already a template. Just as we had seen, the template will make use of the pre-filled attributes. Okay. So we will try to use the same template. I'll just enter the same name. This is already existing from the sample sheet which we downloaded. It's just a source system code. Then item catalog. Item class name, sorry, item class name. This one we had already seen. Item class name is A12 item class name. So I've just given this. UIM. I want to create this item with each. So this is the naming convention. If you go to manage unit of measure, we will come to know what is the UIM name. It's not asking code, it's asking name. And it clearly says that if you want to check, I can go to manage units of measure tasks. Okay. Phase, we had seen that life cycle phases, production, there are multiple phases. I'm just trying to use. Then the status, we know that active, inactive are some of the status. I have filled with active. Now, whatever you see other things, most of the things we need not fill, it will automatically pick from the template if you have created in the template. If we have not set, then we will give some of the values. Okay. This is how we try to fill. Now there are some important, these are the important columns, whatever you are seeing. Whether we want to create an item as an inventory item. If you put yes, this will be created as an inventory item. That means stockable equal to yes, those kind of attributes. See, what is the meaning of this column? If it is yes, then the item can be stocked and transacted. If no, then the item cannot be stocked and transacted. If it is no, then it will be treated as an expense. As I said, we need not fill all the 290 attributes. Whatever is required, we need to fill. If it is a lot control, serial control, then we need to fill. Otherwise, I'm just trying to fill a minimum values or minimum columns. Okay. So MTL transactions enabled. Whether transactions can be performed the item. See, the purpose of creating item is we want to use it in the inventory transactions for purchase orders, in purchasing, and also if you are going to do sales orders in order management. So this MTL transaction should be yes. Like this, we can see there are very few columns filled. This item type is a list of values. Okay, like we had seen in manage items. If I click any of the item, just for instance, I'm just clicking one of the item. You see user item type. This is what it is referring. In the front end, it is user item type, but in the file, it is simply item type. The column name is underscore item. But you see the row number 4 is clearly giving what is the user interface front end value. You see user item type. So whenever we fill the file, how we will do? Row 8 is the table column names. Column names in this specific table. Now we are referring to EGP system items interface. Row number 6 is going to give the data type. Row number 5 is going to give the minimum description for us to understand what each of the column refers to. And row number 4 is going to give the front end user interface name. Okay, just as we had seen, item type is in the front end, it's user item type. User item type. Okay, now if I put P, that means it's a purchased item. Okay, like this we will fill. Now tracking quantity indicator, that is tracking unit of measure. If I scroll down, see, this is tracking unit of measure. Okay. Like this, we will fill each of the columns. There are very few columns to fill. We need not fill all of the 290. And in the sample file, some of the columns are filled. We can try to make use of the same column. Okay, this is how we fill. Once we fill EGP system items interface, we can skip and we can directly go to categories. This is related to item category. Okay, again, transaction type will be created because we are trying to create a new record. Batch ID, we have to give the same batch ID what we are given. I given 23 year, month 01 and date 03 and then 3. So I'll just try to put the same record here. Next is the same item number and organization code is the master. And this one is the category set name and category name. Now from there we can say, you see, it says row number 4 catalog and value that identifies the name of the catalog. And the task is manage catalog task. But to go to this task, yes, I'm just opening a new browser tab. Maybe go to setup and maintenance. And go to the task from the global search. Manage functional catalog. Manage functional area catalogs is a task. Once we click this, show filters. This we had seen in the first area. Whenever we create a catalog, we assign it to the functional area. For us, the functional area for purchasing is purchasing, inventory is inventory, and for costing is cost. Now to know what is our catalog name, I'm just trying to put catalog name starts with PUR. And then Scroll down and search. Just to reiterate, since it's instance being used by multiple users, that's why we're seeing multiple records. Usually we will see very few records when we go into the real-time instance. Now you see there are multiple catalogs created. We will try to use purchasing catalog. This is the name purchasing catalog. I'm just clicking on the purchasing catalog. This is a catalog name. I am just clicking on cancel. Main thing is we need to check the functional area. So click on show filters. Let us try to check the functional area. There is a functional area, add functional area. Then let us try to see for purchasing. I'm just removing this. Let us see which is the catalog name created for purchasing. Yeah, it's a purchasing catalog. Okay. That means this is the correct one, because if I click and keep my cursor on this functional area, the system says this particular catalog is already attached to inventory and also purchasing. So we can make use of this purchasing catalog. So in our sheet, under the catalog, I'm just giving the same name, purchasing catalog. And category. See, even if we don't give, system will pick the default category. If I want to change, I have to give some category. Right now, if I click on the purchasing catalog, and then click on the left hand side details, this icon. System is in purchasing, and there is some default category. Okay. Now, if I want, I can give this, or I can also give any of the categories which are available within this purchasing category. There are multiple categories created. Now, just for example, I'm just giving electronics category. This sheet has very less information, you see. So, what we have done is we have completed categories. Now, we don't need any other sheet. Okay, only these are enough to create an item. Now, what is the next step? We had already seen FBDI process. Step 1 is download the FBDI template from Oracle URL. Okay, the format will be Excel SM that we had seen here. Excel SM. Okay. Once we have completed that, fill the data only in required worksheets. Need not fill in all. Third is save and then click generate CSV. Okay. Fourth, we have two options. Upload to UCM, or if we upload to UCM, use file import and export. Fifth, or I'm not putting or, upload at runtime. Okay, this one is using load interface program while running load interface. This will be the fifth step actually. These are all optional, like either upload to UCM and then add it, or upload at runtime. Fifth one will be run the process, load interface. Okay. And sixth one is run the standard process. A load interface, this process will validate and run the standard process. This will also validate and give warning or errors. Okay. Now these are the steps we will be doing. Now since we have completed this file, if we come to the very first worksheet, system gives the generate CSV file. Okay. Now we will just try to click on generate CSV file. Before that, I will just load and just putting. Okay. This is the same file we had used. So I'm just copying. Just changing the name, the same file. I'll just open that file. This is already saved. Save it. I'm just opening this file. Just to check whatever we have filled is available or not. Yes, it is available. Enable editing. Enable content. Okay. Not to confuse. And just move these to load to. These are my previous loads. Okay. Now this is the file I just opened. Item template SK3. Once we have validated, just click on generate CSV. Usually it takes just a minute or two, but somehow in my system it's taking a lot of time, almost 10 minutes. So let it load. Meanwhile, we will try to create an item from the front end. Let it load. Okay. Fine. We'll just try to create an item from front end and see. One not 6. Now if I create, it will create 2107. Then again we need to go and edit our file. Okay. And that won't be a problem. We can edit the file again. So that should not be a problem. So what we will do is, we'll just try to create from front end. Now to create an item, I am in the manage items work area. Click on the plus icon. Now what we are doing is a manual creation of item because we have the role product manager. As soon as we click on that, system will bring a pop-up where it will ask us to choose the number of items or machine. Here, as we were saying, first item will be created in the master. So I'm just going to choose a master of create new, just trying to put one item, same item class which we are given. Okay. Fine. And then we'll try to use a one-to-one purchased item. Click on OK. The moment we click on OK, see from the template, It has already picked the values. Same way it will work in the FBD, or primary unit of measure. We can also give this in the template so that these will also get filled. It depends on the client requirement, what values we need to give in the template. If we give this value also, we need not put this primary unit of measure. System will automatically take it from the template. Okay. So we just given primary unit of measure. We're just creating an item. Just give me a second. So we were at this screen. I just need to take a call. So that's why I was just stopping the screen share for a few seconds. As we are in the screen, see our previous file is still loading. Okay, that's why, as I told, usually it takes 1 or 2 minutes, but in my system it takes more time. So meanwhile, we'll try to create an item from front end. That's what we are doing. Using the same. Next, we go to categories. Okay, we'll try to add the same catalog. The same value, whatever we are given, we'll try to give the same one. So we had used purchasing catalog without space. So I'm also trying to give the same one. The moment I give entrance category is coming. Okay, just save this record. Okay, it's asking for a description. I'm just trying to give this and save. So the system is giving this error. There is some flex field, okay, created in this system. Since this is an instance which is being used by multiple people, that's why we are getting this error. Okay. Now what I need to do is just cancel this. And just this record is not created. Okay, we can also actually query and check here. Okay, so what I will do is I will quickly tell why this error is coming. So multiple people are using, and we should be careful with the creation of DFF. Now someone has created DFF which is causing an issue. I'll just tell you where it is coming, from where the issue is coming. We can rectify it. Before I go to any other page, we need to fill the mandatory fields. So I'm just putting RM set 007. Primary unit of measure, I will just put each. Now we see a tab named specifications. Just let this get specifications. Just click on the specifications. Whenever we create a DFF using the task manage item descriptive flex fields, all those flex fields will come under additional attributes item. Now you see here there is this field which is causing this issue. HLF HSN number. This is what was causing the issue. We'll just try to use something from the list of values. And then we will try to go on to categories. HLF, HSN number. Now we are clicking on categories. Other things will remain the same. We will try to add purchasing catalog, POCHA. As soon as we type, system will bring, or you just click on the drop down and click on search. Purchasing catalog. Now let us try to save this report. Okay, once it is saved, we go to associations. Now we have created the master. Now if you want to assign child, we click on the plus. We query the child organization. These are the inventory organizations. I'm just trying to put for one of the inventory organization. If you want to put for both, we can add, choose both the organizations and click on apply and done. Okay. Again, save. Now we had seen that this flex field is giving error, right? That means for us also it will give the error. That means we need to know exactly what is the attribute used for that flex field. Descriptive flex field. So I am just making a note of this. Additional attributes. HLF, HSN number. Okay, I'm just taking a note of this. Otherwise, our load will also fail. So as I told, it's still taking time, but we will see. It should get completed in few moments. Now, we have created successfully an item in the front end. Save and close. Okay. We will try to go to manage item descriptive flex field. We need to know from where this attribute is coming. If you all remember, in one of the earlier session, we had also created one descriptive flex fields. So the task is manage item descriptive flex. So we go to this task, manage item descriptive flex fields. Click on the edit. So this is the one which is concentration. It is in attribute 11. Correct. Now we can click this and check edit. I'm not going to change anything. Okay, this is the one which is causing HLF, HSF number 11 and view value set. Manage values. Since in the front end, it did not allow us to save the record without giving this. There are some issues with this DFF someone has created. That means we also need to give this value. So in our sheet, 1111. And if you remember, just cancel what is the attribute. Attribute is nothing but attribute 11. See, this is the table column as attribute 11 and it's a character. Table column is attribute 11 and the value set use this HSN number. Okay, value set. VS means value set. I'm just putting short form. Now, just to recap or recollect, we had also created a similar one, but it's a free form text named the SK manufacturer code in one of our class. You see, but That time I just created, but I did not show where in the system it will get reflected. So I'm just trying to show. We had created this one, SK manufacturer code with attribute 7 character and free form. 50 characters it can accommodate. And we entered all this. Now this will also be displayed in the same place. If we go to manage items, now our 2107 is already created. We just created from front end. I have just queried the master R. Whenever we click the item link, okay, this will give us an idea under which we are working. Okay. Now, as I told, go to specifications under additional attributes. Under additional attributes, which is under item. You will see all the item descriptive flex fields created in this system. Just scroll down, you see. And ours is a manufacturer code. This is what we created. It's a free form text field. See. And we gave an option, enter option in manufacturer. Fine. This is how we will see the DFF in the front end. I'm just still waiting for this file to complete. Hopefully it should get completed. If this is taking time, I will try to use one of the old file and try to load. Okay. Just let me give another minute or two. Usually it takes just less than a minute, but somehow in my laptop it's taking time. So what we had seen so far is the DFF, whenever it is created, it will be visible under additional attributes in the item using the task manage item descriptive flex field. Okay. And we should be careful with the DFF creation. If we create a wrong DFF, system will throw an error. Okay. Let's see. Just give me a few minutes. This should complete the process. Otherwise, we will try to use another file where I have already generated the output. See, we have another file. Okay, so let me wait for this output, but anyway, we need to change because we had given RM2107. Now that is already created. So what I will do is I'll just try to copy this file. See, whenever that process is completed, generate CSV file, system will create a zip file like this. Okay, I'm just trying to copy and I will put it in load 3 in the interest of time.
Yeah.
And what we can do is we can directly open and also change this. Okay, I'll just try to open. See, we have so many files, right? And we told that we are more interested in EGP system items interface and the categories. So I will just try to double click this.
Justina.
Yeah.
See, our file has opened. This is another file. So what we will do is we'll try to change. I'm just going to put some number here. I will change the number to 8. Okay. Since our file is taking time, I'm just trying to use one of the existing zip file, but we'll change the values here. Okay. So the item I want to load is RM2108. I'm just giving some description for the item. Now we also need to know where this attribute 11 is available, which column it is. So just I will save this. We have done one change. Again, I'll open the CSV file. Similarly, we need to do the change in the item categories. See, usually it will be a straight way, but now since my file is taking time, I'm just trying to do the other way, just to show. Similarly, we go to Egypt item category. Whatever we gave there, we need to give the same thing here. Just trying to put 4, 2108. Others I'm not going to change. Okay. Then save this file. So we have done both. Now we also need to know where this attribute 11 is. Otherwise, it will fail. If I don't see this attribute 11, it will fail. So I need to know where the attribute 11 is. Let me try to open this file. Let me search for the word attribute. You see attribute 11 is in column LJ. Column LJ. Attribute 11. In column LJ. So that also we need to modify. EGP system items interface. I'm just see finally our file has created zip file. You see, this is a one which I want to tell you, but it has taken almost 10 to 12 minutes. Usually it takes just 1 minute. This is how system will create. So what I will do is I'll just save it. Item import sample. I'm just going to save it as load file. Whenever we generate a CSV file, system will create a zip file containing all the worksheets. And finally, we will get this message, CSV zip file have been created. Now, just to go to the same place where we have saved, I just saved it in load file. Okay. But since we already started working on the another file, I'll just try to see here only. Okay. This is what we have been saying. Column is LJ. So we'll directly go to column LJ. This is the column LJ. This is what attribute 11. Since someone has created this attribute, system is giving an error. So we need to fill this. I'm just putting LJ. Save. Yes. Close. Save. Yes. Okay. Now just we'll refresh. This will come only after closing external edit application. Now we will just return to WinRAR. Okay. We will try to close the external applications. Only these files can be compressed only after closing. Now just for safety, we'll just open this file. SK2. This is what just we'll try to see if we have saved the changes. It has not saved the changes. So what I will do is I'll just go to our latest file and just extract all. Okay. Now I will directly modify here. This is easy method. EGP system items interface. Okay. This is 4. I want to create the next number, item 8. Okay. Then I'll just 8. And LG, I need to go to column LG. And then I'll enter the same value, 4 ones, 1, 1, 1, 1. Save this. Yes. Whatever you are given this, the same batch number we need to give 4 and then 2108. Next is EGP item categories interface. Just giving 4. Why I'm doing manual update? Because when the system was taking time to convert the file, we had already created the same number from front end. So in order to avoid that, I'm just doing this. So now we are ready with the file. So as per this Excel, we have filled the data and we have generated the CSV file. Next is upload to UCM. Okay, now if you want to upload to UCM, just click on the navigator. Go to tools. File import and export is there. File, click on file import and export. System will open a new window. Just bear with me. We will be able to finish in another 5 to 10 minutes this item upload. This is what is a page where we can upload our file. Correct. Now just click on this plus. Now since we have modified, I'm just deleting this and then I'm just zipping it. Send compress zip. Okay. Now we are in this page. Now it says upload file, but what is the path we need to upload? One is first to browse your file. Browse this file. But what is the account we need to choose for that? Remember, we went to this Oracle site where we download the file. It says the UCM account. So it is SCM item import. So this should be the one. So go to our file import and export. Click on the drop down arrow. That put SCM. It will come if you type SCM. SCM item import. You see, this is the same path. Save and close. This is one way of doing. Next is we need to run 2 programs to upload the item. So now we see the file which we created, the CSV file, generate CSV file is uploaded. Generate CSV file creates a zip file containing all the interface worksheets. And the path is this one. Now we need to run a program. To run the program, click on the home icon. We need to run a process. We go to Tools, Schedule Process. Click on Schedule Process. Click on the Schedule New Process. The program name will be Load Interface. Either you can click here, the drop down, and click on Search. So, interface or import. You see, load interface file for import is the first program we need to run. What it does is transfers the data to a user specified location to the interface tab. Now we have an Excel which we placed on the UCM path. Now we want to run this program. Just click on OK and click on OK. System brings a new pop-up window. It is asking what is the import process. We know that it's item import. Click on the LOV and search for item import. Simply you put item import and search, or only item. See, item import. Just click OK. Now we are running the load interface file program to bring the data from our CSV file and push it into the interface table, data file. Now here you see, as soon as we had uploaded in the UCM, the record will be available. But there is another way. We can also use this option, upload a new file. If we click, system will ask us to browse from the local system. Okay, so this is what we had mentioned. Now we will try to use the file. This is our name we give. Once we have filled this, click on submit. System will give a process ID. Make a note of this, 16224. Click on OK. Just wait for a few minutes because system will be running series of files. It says there is an error in the file itself. Let's see what is that error. Let me check the zip file. System is giving the error because it says there are no values. Let us check. Here we can see the value. Just a minute. Just quickly make a copy. I'll just make a quick copy. Then we'll directly go to column LJ. One. Save this file. I'll just copy the batch ID for my reference. Okay, just save. Let us try to quickly generate the file. I'm just going to close the other Excel. Since system was giving some error in the file, I'll just try to regenerate the file. Since this takes few minutes, I'll just pause the recording momentarily.
No, sir.
See, I'm just trying to create the file. Okay, let us save this file. See, this time it has taken a little time. It will be saving this file. Okay. Once it is saving the file, finally we will get an option that CSV zip file have been created. Yes. Now it is created successfully. Okay. Now let us go here. Now this is the one. Just not sure where it created the file. I think it is still created. Let me check. It is created here. We see the time 8:32. So I'm just taking this and putting outside, not to confuse anyone. After the file is generated, the CSV zip file, we can also change the name. Okay, and so I'm just trying to put a name. Now this is the file. This is the file we generated, and from this one. So just closing this, moving this. We will just check once. We will not modify anything. We will just check once if our values are correctly entered. We will not modify anything. We will not touch this file. 2108, RM2108, RAM 2108, and this is the batch ID 2301038. This is what I will just copied. Okay, RM2108. Right? And in column LJ, we are given everything is maintained. Similarly, I will just verify once item categories. We have given the same batch number and the same item. Fine. Now the process is, the last time we had seen how to use ECM. This time we will try to see how I can upload on the, it's the same load interface file for import. Click OK. Last time it ran into error. Now we will try to run again. Import process, this item import. Search for the word item. Item import. Click OK. As we discussed, there are two ways. Either you put it in the UCM, when you upload to UCM, it will show in the first. Otherwise, you see there is another option, upload a new file. Just click on the browse it from the local. I will go to this folder, and this is my latest file, 832. This is a generated CSV zip file. Just click on open, click on OK, and submit. Make a note of the process number. It's 338. Just click on OK. Okay. Just come out of this window. It's 338, right? See, this time it is very fast, right? The last time there was an error. Let us try to see the status should show succeeded. 338. Fine. We can also search using this. Once we make a note of this process ID, we can also check for the process ID, or we can give the name. Now, if I search for this process ID, system will give this process. But why I not searching? Because I want to see and then understand what are the processes it has triggered. See, 338. Once it is done, it will transfer the file. After that, it will create load interface for each of the sheet. Okay, there are multiple sheets. Once all are successful, we need to check the main process ID if it is successful or error. 338 is successful. Fine. Now, we run another program. This is the main program. First, we had pushed the record from our CSV zip file into an interface table. Next is, after pushing the record interface, we need to run item import. You see, item import. Now, what is item import? It clearly says imports item in the product tab. Just click on that. That means it will pick from the interface table, validate, and create it in product tab, Oracle Fusion product. See, here a lot of options are there. We have just created one item with only master error. Now we can also create multiple items in both master and the child error. And batch ID. Batch ID is to make sure that only our batch is being run. And here we have an option, no errors. If I want to process all. Suppose in some of the business scenario, we might have more than one organization or two organization, three, based on the plans where they are making business. So if you want to process all or not, now I'm not giving any other value. Okay, let us give only the batch ID and submit this. And let us see whether it is successful or it is failing. Now the process ID is 771638. Just click on search. Create this one. That means whenever this is running, it is passing and it is invoked another program. Okay, two programs it has invoked. Let us wait. See, it says item import is still running because our program name is this one, 771638. So let us wait for a few seconds. Still it is running. It is triggering lot of child programs. So let us wait. So now you see it says item import is successful, right? Okay, this is not our job. Okay, since this system is being used, there are many scheduled programs. We need to focus on our program. It says item import is successful. Now let us try to query this item from front end. For that, we need to go to product management, product information management. And from the taskbar, click on manage items. The class we are using A121 item class name. And let us try to search directly with our item. Item equals RM2108. Let us try to search. See, system has successfully created this item. See, it was created by this user and creation date is today's date. And this one we created using FBDI. So this is the way we will create an item. Now if I open the Excel, just to recap what steps we did. We follow the exact steps, but why we had taken so much time is, one is my Excel took time to generate the CSV file. Second is someone has created a DFF with some wrong values. It is interfering with our item creation process. So, but this is the step we did today to complete the FBDI process. Download the file from Oracle site. It will be XLSM. Fill the data based on the configuration. Save and click generate CSV file. Whenever generate CSV file, system create a zip file. Next, upload to UCM using file import and export option, or upload at runtime as we did just now. Then run the process. This is the process name is load interface file, correct? Load interface file for import. Next is run the standard process. The process name is item import. This is load interface file for import. Okay. So this is what we had seen. So what we had seen is we had seen this item creation through manual process. We had seen item creation through FBDI. We will see item compare update. Additionally, we had seen where manage item descriptive text field is short form is DFF. Whenever a DFF is created, where it will be visible. Go to specifications. Okay. And item attributes or additional attributes. Additional attributes. Whenever an item DFF is created, we need to go to open the item, go to specifications and additional attributes. So this is what we have covered. Thank you so much for your time. And sorry, we had to take some extra time because of some issue with the DFF, and also the Excel was taking too much time to generate.